What's up? It is Monday, February 10th. My eyes are breaking. I see Kyle back from vacation in an Eagles jersey, which I never thought I'd see. So we're going to talk about the real winners and losers, a couple Rivian things, commercial things, and free coffee Monday.
If you want to call it coffee.
Oh,
Well, that's just a little something for you on the third story. There's a little bit of heat coming. You know what I mean?
Coming back nice and
I'm
spicy.
so glad to be back in my seat. Can you, I got the great opportunity to go to Disney World, which I have so many things to talk about around that. and we don't have time for all of it. Maybe I'll just do like my own montage of things, post on LinkedIn, my first kind of thoughts today. But there's something about like starting your day, being in the seat, hanging out with you, talking to the fam, thinking through the auto stuff. Like, this is good. You know,
it is good. It feels good. I mean, that's what a break is for. You
That's
come
right.
back and you like get some good things and you realize all the good things that there are. Look, without a doubt, last night was epic. I'm definitely not one to gloat, right? That's why you're wearing the jersey. We didn't plan this. I have my Go Birds shirt on. We'll keep it low
There he
key.
is. Yeah.
However, one of the coolest things that happened, yes, I'm super excited. Yes, it didn't feel real last night because I'm not used to being at that situation in a football game. We're like, I don't know. It's like you got in a fight and like you start beating up the person and they just like laid on the ground for like, I'm kind of tired of fighting now. I don't want to fight anymore.
I was so worried because like the very first call, the refs definitely like,
I was like, you
they
cannot
won.
start this early.
The very first call, I was like, oh no, we're going to do this all night. And then it just like, they came with the heat right after that. It was
The first call, I was like, okay, that's kind of fair. Like I can get over that call. And then there was another one like not too long after. I was like, okay, that's kind of, they're calling the game even. And then just what happened. We won't talk about it all. We're going to look at one of the Super Bowl commercials today and talk about how it tracks back data wise into what people are actually searching in automotive. I think it's a super cool thread line to watch. But I think the big winner was Vehicles for Change in this industry, who stood up around the More Than Cars Super Bowl Charity Smackdown. And we donated as an industry, and that's in small amounts and large amounts, total of $5,100, over 5,100 people bet. Fortunately, more people, because the way this worked is if you lose, if your team, if your pick, right, like just like a bet, right? If you pick your team to win and your team doesn't win, you have to give up the money. Same deal on this one. So, $1,500 over that bet on the Chiefs. So those people are paying Vehicles for Change today, which can make you feel great because you're donating for a great cause. $1,600 worth of donations, 1,675 people said, I don't care who wins. It's fun to do this. I'm going to root for my team, and I'm going to donate the money anyway to Vehicles for Change, which is amazing. And of the people who stood up and helped us sponsor, which would be NCM, Automotive Ventures, Stream Companies, I'm missing one. It's Monday.
Thank you.
And VinQ, oh yeah, that kicked it all off.
That kicked it off.
NCM actually made, we didn't announce this publicly yet. We will though, it's fine. But NCM, Paul Folletti reached out through a back channel. Can you connect me with Martin from Vehicles for Change? They donated a car, folks.
Come on. Let's go.
Because he actually, I was on a call with him before he did that. And we were on the call, the three of us, and he was like, I did some research on what you're doing, and it's amazing. So Vehicles for Change is obviously the big winner. Listen, if you put a number in there, we're going to post the list of all the people and just make sure you can go right to the page. In the original post, you can go to asodu.com/Super Bowl and get right back because the donation link is in there. Please just follow through and make the donation. And maybe the real win, Vehicle for Change. But for me personally, I have something right here.
Oh, no. Here it comes.
We have 3 Eagles jerseys.
3 of them.
We got Brandon Graham.
About to be shipping
We
out.
have an AJ Brown, and we have the AsoduCon 2022
That's the
jersey.
one I'm wearing right there.
I know. Thank you so much, Steven Apicella, for sending these first year, by the way. And these jerseys are getting shipped out to some folks who now, because this was my personal bet, I would wear a Chief jersey if the Chiefs won and do the Tomahawk Shop. I think these are one is going to Danny Zazlowski of VinQ.
That's so good.
One is going to Brandis Drummer from NCM.
Perfect.
And I think the other one's going to Paul Folletti.
Amazing.
And, they're gonna have to do the EAGL.
We'll get them all on a call, and it'll be absolutely stellar. It'll be so good.
So, I mean, I don't know the last time that the Super Bowl has raised money for a charity. I can't find anything about it, but it just did.
We done did that
via the auto
I would
industry.
just encourage you, like, hey, if you were around that, or maybe you didn't get your name in there, like, use this opportunity. It's a galvanizing point to just like jump on that link and donate some money. Like, let's just celebrate as an industry that we can come together quickly around and rally around a really awesome cause. And if you've seen anything that Vehicles for Change, and if you've met Martin Schwartz or any of the team around there, like, getting committed to that and watching what they're doing is going to be important for our industry.
Super cool. More of that to come too. Vehicles for Change, our partner for SodaCon again this year, and we're going to make some more magic happen. Let's talk about some news. It's been a while. Right?
Oh, let's do it.
So the auto industry had its moments in the big game, with both Ram and Jeep having strong showings. The Ram ad featured actor Glen Powell in a Goldilocks take. We talked about that last week and watched the video, while Harrison Ford's Jeep ad used drivetrains. It spoke history with a unifying message around freedom. So we're going to watch the Jeep spot. We haven't talked about it. Then we're going to react to it. And one of the funniest parts of that whole thing was, like, everybody in the room, I had like a ton of like teenagers, young adults over my house. So there were varying opinions on who Harrison Ford actually was. They certainly didn't know his name. All right,
no
get
way. No.
I mean, you have a different. I mean, is it Han Solo? No one knows who Indiana Jones is. All of a sudden, what's going on?
You've been to Hollywood Studios, obviously. I got to see the Indiana Jones,
stunt show
thing last week, and they talked a lot about Harrison Ford. So I got to explain to my kids who Harrison Ford was. They know, So.
By the way, all the other like go-tos, like Brad Pitt and Matt Damon, my wife and I were like, are all of our people now just old?
They're just old.
Like, there are people. They're just old now. We're there, man. All right, let's run this Jeep ad and then we'll react to it.
Longest thing we ever do is live our lives. But life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Might have been nice, huh?
I want to be in that
cabin.
cabin.
We get to write our own stories. Freedom is yes or no or maybe. Freedom is for everybody, but it isn't free. It's earned. There are real heroes in the world, but not the ones that
Dog coming in was so good.
Yeah. Always helps.
Real heroes are humble. They're not driven by pride. Pride is a terrible driver.
I love that line.
Freedom is the roar of one man's engine and the silence of another's.
That's an amazing one.
Freedom is the ability to inspire. The most sacred thing in life isn't the path. It's the freedom to choose it. You don't have to be friends with someone to wave at them. We won't always agree on which way to go. But our differences can be our strength. So choose, but choose wisely. Choose what makes you happy. My friends, my family, my work make me happy. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my name is...
The payoff was the
That's
end.
my
It's
owner's
so good.
manual. Get out there, write your own.
All right, so I got to watch that. I didn't even get to watch any of the ads because my house had so many people in it. So as much as I tried, something like that would never connect in a noisy room.
No, never. Yeah.
But
So
yeah, go ahead.
here's my thing with this one. I think the attempt is valiant, right? For me,
I mean, a 2-minute swing during the Super Bowl is like
that's strong.
gutsy to begin with.
Obviously, I mean, Jeep saw a 336% increase in site traffic on cars.com. And so they definitely got something that got people's mind going here. The F4XE, that electric Wrangler he was driving, those VDPs got
628% boost actually for that particular vehicle, which was obviously highlighted really as a feature. Yeah,
naturally, yeah. And he's, Harrison Ford picked this one. Let's, that's where everybody
went. Jeep makes me happy, right?
The payoff line is the fact that they played to the Ford thing and like called out Ford directly. I actually saw there were multiple call outs. I don't know if you like the Dunkin' call out on Starbucks last night was cold-blooded, right? But for me, and this is what I think is like, I could not get over the dissonance in sound design in that, and because I saw it live and on a big TV, and I cannot get over the fact that like 50% of the commercial is sound designed one way and 50% is sound designed another way.
Oh my gosh, dude, there's like 0.03% of people who notice that.
It just bugged the heck out of me. Like
you're a sound engineer.
Well, I couldn't like, I never got in the feeling that I think that they were hoping to get me to feel.
Interesting.
Right? Like
I felt like it was
like what my brain was hearing and what my eyes were seeing were like,
what's funny is that I feel like, and now I'm thinking about it, I noticed what you said. It didn't bother me. I immediately thought, I would love to talk to the creative agency and see the concept behind this, because I immediately thought it was the dissonance between a gas engine and an electric engine, because they made that point early on in the video, the roar of one man's for the silence of another one. And it did definitely went back and forth and back and forth. I do love how they address head on, like the ability to decide which drivetrain you want and put that front and center. And I think for the industry, that's the conversation that has been had.
One that internally in the industry, I'm like, okay, I see you.
I mean, they were able to, I think they were able to toe the line really, really cleanly between gas and electric, between political things right now that are big points of conversation, while still supporting electric engines, but saying like they're not the pinnacle of transportation, right? But they're an awesome option. He ends up, obviously he's driving an EV and he like unplugs it and hits it and he's like, this makes me happy. I just thought I thought it was a good one. I think they did a good job.
It was a good one. I think for
juggling
auto
a lot of
commercials,
complexities.
Yeah, it did juggle a lot of complexities. I think the lack of sound design proficiency and the B-roll shots of the cars just didn't match the rest of the thing. And it just felt like I was getting just whipped around in weird spaces. But hey, kudos to Stellantis. The entire Stellantis world like went for it, right? Saw the increases. We saw that graphic just a second ago. You can throw that back up there. But you've got things like 336% lift in website traffic for Jeep on cars.com. The Wrangler seeing, massive jumps. Even the Gladiator, Grand Cherokee L seeing 166% jump in site traffic. Ram also saw 436% increase after their ad. My guess is that no other automakers saw jumps last night.
Yeah, I mean,
no other automakers were present.
I'm surprised. I guess I'm not that surprised, but what a great way for Stellantis to be like we want people to pay attention.
Yep.
It'd been great. I mean, I know they weren't going to do it.
Stellantis dealers have been asking for this, right?
Absolutely.
Like get out in front and help us sell these cars.
Absolutely. I mean, I know it wouldn't have happened because of all but Nissan could have did a really cool thing last night. I think they just didn't have the ability to pull it together in time. They did announce new, I don't know if you caught up on this yet, but they had announced new stair steps last week. There's all this stuff going on that definitely could have gone together. Wait, our producer Nathan, Buick saw a lift due to placement in the halftime show.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got the stats here on the screen for you.
Okay, 100. So used Buick's up 182% on cars.com, and used Buick Regal 451%. If you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, the GNX is on his album cover and all that stuff, but it did have a starring role in the beginning of the Super Bowl halftime show last night. How much fun is that?
Wild. That's
all
awesome.
Right. I know. All right, let's keep going on. Talking a little commercial vehicles. Rivian's electric delivery van is finally available to anyone for fleets of all sizes, making an end to its exclusive Amazon deal. Their commercial van, previously called the, quote, electric delivery van, very appropriate, is now the, quote, Rivian Commercial Vehicle, or an RCV, as if we needed a new one. 2 models are available, the RCV 500 and RCV 700. They're about a $4,000 difference, starting at $79,900. Estimated ranges between 161 and 153 miles, respectively. One's longer than the other, handles more weight, basically. The vans are business exclusive, meaning they must be registered to a company, keeping them out of the hands of van lifers, at least for now. That's going to last 3 seconds. Rivian's going to begin taking orders this month, with first deliveries set for April.
Look, this van does a great job for Amazon. The branding that they've gotten out of it alone is going to sell these through commercial businesses across the U.S. And it's honestly, for a commercial vehicle, for the way that it sits, the way that it feels, the price point, I think, is dialed in. You're probably going to see discounts for large purchasing power or anything like that, but the RCV backwards VCR is going to be is going to be a mainstay, I think. And Rivian is going to continue to win in the commercial sphere.
I mean, if it's good enough for Amazon, like they figured out if it works or not, and it obviously works well. Plus, all the fleet and telematics stuff built in. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of software options built in for this, which is going to be pretty cool, and I think is going to push a lot of other traditional commercial manufacturers to build in more telematics, more features that people can just say yes to. So obviously we saw the Bright Drop van at NADA show, right? And a lot of people looking at mobile service. So I think they have a little while before Rivian makes it into that. So just competition's heating up, and now the Amazon van's available everywhere.
Hey,
your company.
Speaking of competition heating up,
stop.
Whoa.
Segway.
Time.
Heating up. See what you did there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Starbucks and Dunkin' are definitely fighting for it. But Starbucks is stepping up after the Super Bowl parties recover with a free. So they're looking to help you recover with a free coffee offer on the Monday morning after the big game. So that's today.
Yep.
You can get a free coffee as long as you are a U.S. Rewards member. You get a tall brewed coffee. You gotta apply the Starbucks Monday coupon in the app or mention it to the barista at checkout. And the promotion comes as Starbucks is obviously trying to reverse declining sales and foot traffic. Anecdotal story. We had to go to Starbucks this last week. I know, shock.
But you were at a Disney park and it was your only option.
It was the only option. We did it outside of the Disney park, and my wife went in, and she hadn't been to a Starbucks in a hot minute in the last 6 months, naturally, because we don't do that.
We don't.
But she orders oat milk because of allergies. And it was the first time she realized that oat milk did not get upcharged on her drink.
Oh,
and it was like,
right. They stopped doing that.
It was a high moment for her. So like, I think some of these little things,
she felt like she felt seen. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
The fact that I prefer this or as a dietary, whatever, it's like, I'm just like everybody else now.
Yep.
You can write my name. That's awesome. I just opened my app to see, and as soon as you open up on the home screen, the coupon's right there up top.
Yep.
You can hit order now. I drink more Starbucks than Kyle does, but I think this is, again, a great burst of energy. Starbucks has been executing on this like reinvention turnaround plan. They closed stores for a training. They're back to greeting you when you come in. I was in a Starbucks. They write your names on the cups. The condiments are back out.
It does feel better.
I was in last week and I was waiting for my drink, and I noticed there was jazz music playing, and it brought me back. It brought me back like 20 years, like an instant. There was jazz music playing, and the energy was totally different instead of like pop music. And I was like, I was surprised at how big of an impact hearing the jazz music. Maybe for me, it's nostalgia, but
you mean sound design is important, Paul?
Something like that. And it did smell good in there too. So I think this is a great way to just push a massive amount of people into the store to get that new experience. They've been training, they've been preparing, and maybe they're going to win coffee just like the Eagles beat the Chiefs last night, which was a thing. Listen, if you did donate money to Vehicles for Change, go to asoto.com/Super Bowl. Find the link to Vehicles for Change, click it, donate. Everybody wins. See you tomorrow.